Hello, my name is Volkmar Filzke, Success Maximizer, Mentor and Coach, and welcome to this input, to this idea that I want to share about how to maximize your success. I was talking in one or the other videos, I think it was even the last one, I was talking about how you can achieve much more in this current year, the next 12 months, and that you need to change something in your behaviors and your mindset. And I want to address today one key behavior that I see very often is really holding people and then by these teams and entire organizations back if that mindset and behavior is in the place, is executed in a way that doesn't help really to progress. And it's really like putting the brakes in and preventing the organization from developing much faster towards and marching much faster towards ambitious goals. What am I talking about? It's the response behavior. Too many people, not everybody, you have a strong distribution curve there. Some are very good at that, but I see too many people have quite a very mediocre, if not a very poor response behavior. What do I mean by this? If there are valid questions, requests coming to people, especially to senior leaders, it is the obligation to really consider them, and if at all possible, in most cases possible, to really swiftly go back to them. I know, you might think now, oh, there are even books about this, and some gurus are preaching and saying, no, you should not do this, you should decelerate, so take out the speed, etc. I think that's in this sense absolutely not true, because what happens if you don't reply at all to valid requests, not just somebody sucking the time out of you and such something, but to valid requests, and are not doing this and not going back to people, what it leads to is really collateral damages. This person, first of all, feels insecure. So did he or she receive my message, my email, my letter, whatever it is, my communication, or not at all? So maybe I need to resend it. Maybe I'm asking other people now. So all this ripple effect, so it leads to additional cost capacity that is consumed just because you didn't answer on time. And maybe you're not the one, but maybe you know somebody and you can forward this video to that person. I just want to make sure that you understand that it's not as easy as saying just take it off. If that's not relevant to you and say, okay, that's not a valid request, you can just also, what is holding you back, to just very quickly go back. This is not something I'm dealing with. Thank you anyway for reaching out, or something like that. You can program with a standard text even if you like, but get back to people so that they know what is. The worst thing is to let people in the uncertain, and it's also sometimes a power play that people subconsciously, sometimes consciously try to play and say, I'm more important, so I'm not answering to what you are asking. Never forget, sides can change during your life, and be a good person in this. And here I come to 3 tips what you should do, or if you're not one of these people, should teach others. And I think that's very valid, and to really change dramatically some performance topics in an organization or in a team. So number 1, set for you, yourself, or the other people, or both, very high standards. Say, okay, I don't accept this. If somebody is coming back to me with a valid request, I answer. I'm just the person that is honest and answering. And by the way, busyness is never an excuse. I know the most busy people on the planet, or maybe I don't know on the planet, but I know very busy people who are swift in their response. It's always clear what they want and they get back. It's very simple to deal with them. It's very fast and very little time consuming. And then you have other people who, I don't know if they must be really so busy, but they seem to be, so you need to wait 2 weeks until you get a reply, and there's no need for that. It just creates uncertainty, it slows down important topics, etc. So this is not an excuse. It's a standard I set. My standard is to get back to people in time with valid requests, of course. Right? So this is the first thing. I set the standard, I behave this way. Then number 2, a tactic, because you can say, okay, no, I do this. How do I do this? I'm always overwhelmed with other things. I get this point. So what you do is you schedule time for this. Simple as that. 1, 2, 3 times a day, you have a little slot, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour if you get lots of requests early in the morning, at lunchtime, and maybe in the evening, and say, okay, this is a time which I dedicate to answering to requests. And I just do this, bam, one after the other. And this is what many people don't do. I mean, they have their whole day meetings, which is anyway a mistake. I mentioned that at other places. And have no time for that. No, take the time. You need to take the time, because otherwise it's exactly what happens. You are just leaving out most important things. You are not managing, you are not in control of your agenda. And number 3, Not to forget, measure your progress. See that you become better. You can make that by asking people, by getting feedback, by having a coach who can mirror this with you, or simply by tactical measures, as saying, okay, my inbox is empty in the evening, or whatever you prefer, yeah, whatever is appropriate for you. Something like this, that you see the progress and say, okay, by this I know I'm becoming better. So that's an idea of a, I think, very, very important behavior where I see lots of improvement in many organizations. And I hope that helps you. If not for yourself, then maybe for some other people who could teach this or forward this video. And I see you in the next success maximization impulse, and probably in 1 week or so. And until then, each day, drive your success with passion.